Hello, Mage fans, players around the world. Thank you guys again for supporting my YouTube channel, and thank you for reaching out to me and at least talking to me, chatting with me, and asking me for advice. Do not hesitate to again, all of you to ask some advice. Although for some, before we start our video, for some who actually message me privately. And would like me to add as their friends, I won't be able to accept because I already deleted my guild mates. Let's say, my guild mates friend. I removed them from my list because there's a lot of players actually trying to add me as a friend. It only has a limit of 30. So if I won't be able to accept you, it doesn't mean that I don't want to accept you as a friend. It's just that I'm full, and most of them are not actually from my server. Those who are in my server, I actually added them. And shout out to these people. One is Nozaka. I just added him. And the previous guy I spoke with, I forgot your name. Banjo, Rakana, so JK28, Itachi, those friends of mine. Thank you guys for supporting me. And like I promised you last time, I already lost in this Apex. I'm not even expecting it because it's actually all-star, right? And I already lost, so it's just like I promised you last time. I'll let you know how to know what your opponent or the let's say player you're against with, what is he likely most to use, what kind of strategy he will be using just by looking at his characters and equipments and all of that, right? So probably some of you guys already know how it works, but for our friends who doesn't know, again, this is good for you. And regarding the update of having 5 equipment set plan upon reaching the level 120 here, this is really beneficial to low spender or free to play. So the one who doesn't spend that much, this is beneficial because they can work around with their skills, and probably they can counter those whales, right? So let's talk about, again, going back. I already lost. It's my bad. I wasn't really focused on that, and let's say the set of equipment that's supposed to be used, I messed up. So again, nothing to blame, no one to blame, it's me. Alright, my loss. Alright, going back to our topic. So how would you know if or what strategy your opponent most likely to use? So let's go ahead and make this an example, right? Even though he hides his pet or he won't activate his potential, you would definitely know. So let's go to my bout here. Again, like I said, I lost, but I won one time. It's just that my opponent can't really, or my sets or equipment can't really compete with the lower level, especially with base stats and the potentials, right? Even though I spend most of my cards, equipments for potentials, I still can't compete with them because they actually started first. So like this guy, let me give you an example. Although I lost here, I actually won the last round, right? For the first and second setup, I messed up. I was thinking, differently. Okay, so let's go. How would you know? Say for example, just by looking at this equipment, you know that he has max potential on his sword, which is probably the crit, right? Sword is just gonna give you a crit. He has max potential on his let's say assist or shield or whatnot, left hand or right hand, which is the only way you can get benefit of maxing potential on this is really for combo. Okay, special skills combo, you'll get a certain percentage. All right, the higher the combo, the additional combo special bonus, when you activated the potential, the higher you will get. So I explained that in my previous video, right? Let's say this, you will get 100%. So basically it's gonna be 7 8.12%. But if this goes to like 8.12, you're gonna get 8.12, right? So the higher your combo special bonus, primary special bonus, is, the higher you will get once you activated the potentials, right? So going back, so most likely he's gonna use a crit and a combo, and this one too. Okay, the gloves, it's mainly for counter. Okay, and this basically resistance for restrict, right? This resistance for crit, resistance for counter, resistance for dodge, resistance for combo, and of course we know this, and we know this too, mojo. All right, but this guy actually has way more mojo than I am. Just look at my mojo, 3.9, 39k. So that's basically the main stats. Our stats is he's way above. Even though just by looking at this, he's not even 50% of this rune gallery stats, but he's already way above my stats. That's mainly because he's in server 15, right? So you probably consume a lot of feathers here, as you can see, right? And his heals too. So that's one, right? The potential. Look at their potential, which is being maxed the most, which is the most upgrade, most likely he's gonna use. So I bet this guy, but just looking at here, he's gonna use either the combo crit or counter crit, counter combo, depending, right? So you want to bank on those resistance. Okay. Now the second thing, look at his seal, right? For his seal, you would know he didn't even upgraded the restrict, so it's not gonna use any restrict, right? Dodge as well, so he's just mainly focusing on combo, counter, and crit. So looking at here, this is for restrict, right? If you upgrade the potential here, mainly for restrict, and this is for dodge. It's not even upgraded even one. So you can tell that he's not going to be using any restrict or dodge as his like main strategy or build, or what you call it, what you set, right? Now he probably used this. It's mainly because, you know, to this guy is probably not the top one in the server, because most top one, let's say, they what do we call this, take advantage of the buffs, which is like the overpower buffs from runes, coins event, something like that. So, and then if the way how mojo works, like mojo stats and azure emblem, is you need to be the one who has the highest mojo, right? Okay, and the overpower and the buff in the, what do you call this, the base mojo buff, right? Which is, you can see here, unless it's not gonna work, your damage is not gonna be that much. Like what Perseus is the strategy that Perseus mainly uses. All right, now that's one. Okay, that's one. And what else? As you can see, actually, I guess those are the most important thing to, of course, notice, right? And this one, all right, and his pet too. So you can tell crit resistance. So sometimes other players hide their pets, right? Sometimes other players hide their pets, or they're not activating their potential, but they can only hide it from a player who doesn't understand about this game, right? And even you want to take a quick look on his aura. It's mainly for counter, right? Counter. He probably has crit. I don't know if he was able to purchase crit, but it's really for counter. So there's three here. The seal, okay, so that's one. Potential, upgrade, the seal, and the aura, and of course the pet talent. You would notice, if you notice that there's probably counter plus counter, because sometimes they pick counter instead. HP steal, counter, crit. So just imagine character's crit. So he's using this, okay, for crit set. Alright, although probably he was not lucky enough to get the counter, but these are his three main strategies. Just even by looking at here, it's so evident. These are his weaknesses, right? He has like crit resistance, but dodge resistance, it's not that much. So if you can build like a set wherein you would build a mojo or at least high dodge, probably could win against this guy. All right. Now, see, so it's not gonna. I'm not saying this because let's say you can win like 100%. No, it's still gonna give you an edge, so you would win probably 60 to 80%. But it's still up to your strategy, and depends on how he you know, it's a mind game, right? Sometimes you display the things that you want your enemy to let's say notice, but you use a different strategy, right? You uses a strategy that would counter whatever your build right now. So probably let's say the player who you're against with would counter the build that you're displaying, right? So you think that okay, he's probably going to be using counter, and then you counter the counter, which is what's basically just the resistance, and you go for crit, right? So that's what actually happened here. I could have won this. I really think I could have won this if you check my setup. It's just that I missed this. It should have been like counter resistance. I probably sink it where I wasn't really. I guess I don't know. I'm probably tired or kind of sleepy. But this is the one I actually used when I won. So if you can see, I lost, but if you check the third battle, he's just like a piece of cake, right? It's like a piece of cake. See? So he's done. He didn't even reach more than half of my HP. Okay. First round, probably it's really for him because I forgot that there's actually an Eye of Storm who can still counter even restricted, but still my bad because I underestimated his what do you call this? I underestimated his counter. He was restricted most of the time, but he was still able to counter. And the bad thing here, okay, is my set for restrict is not that good. My equipment for restrict. So just imagine my stats: 272k versus 323 something, right? And this is not my main pet, so it's not gonna give me more boost. But the main thing is my resistance against counter. Even though he probably would, let's go here. So you would know, all right? Restrict. So even though he would use this Eye of Storm, all counter damage plus, and then gives you ability to counter being restricted. If you have a high resistance against counter, this won't work. This won't work because he can't counter because you have a high resistance. What happened with mine, which is my bad, I was because I'm kind of demotivated before this even start, because look at the groupings, from server 1, who would win actually. Even Perseus would will have a hard time winning. But if you check here, my resistance for counter is actually 150. I could have maxed it out, like, change that, the restrict, crit real resistance, the runes add up to counter, so it should be around like 180, which leads me to a victory like this. All right. So going back, again, for you to know what strategy your opponent is using, even though in duel, right? So in duel, let's see. Hold on. Let's go back. Where's mine? Let me scroll down. Okay. Where's mine? Okay. All right. So going back again, I'm not super canon. Sorry, I'm not putting you in the spotlight, dude. But it's just really an example for the content. Okay. But you would also, if you watch this, you would be able to learn from it. I hope so. You would learn something. So again, going back, look at the potentials, right? Those potentials who is disregard this necklace. It's always being maxed out, right? But mainly, I'm seeing for players actually, who uses this, right? Crit combo, counter. So, look at the potentials. Look at the seals. Look at the aura that it's been using. Unless Gorax might be deceiving, because if this is a whale, it probably has a lot of those. All right, and the pet too. If you think he leveled up his pet to this much, meaning that's his main pet. Alright, but if he just put in there a low level pet, then that's not his main pet. But you will need to check the talent, right? Sometimes this can be deceiving too. But this too, the potential and the seal, it's pretty evident. What's kind of like special skills is banking on to be used for his strategy. So I hope you learn, and if you have questions and something to share, please comment down below, PM me, but I would prefer comment down below, so most of the followers can actually read that, and they would be able to learn from it. So comment down below if you know a strategy or if you learned something and you have questions. The next video, what I'm gonna do is tell you how you can counter this build and how you can counter this build. So guys, disclaimer, I'm not an expert, but I will tell you as much as possible the things that I know for having this 20+ years experience in playing games, and of course playing a hardcore game. This Rage Mage is not even a hardcore as the Raid Shadow Legends who I used to play before, right, and become part of the official content creator. But then again, I hope you learned. This is Sly once again. Good luck to whoever gonna win the All-Stars Championship. I'm still yet to make a video for that. So those person who I actually bet on, good luck to you guys. I'm not gonna show who I bet on because I know, just for the sake of, I still bet Perseus though. If you guys want to know, still bet on Perseus. Let me show it. Okay, this guy and this guy. Just to let you know, this guy won the Apex in the lower server. Just the recent Apex. So if you guys watching this, you want to bet on him. Gio is the name. Alright, he won the Apex, the recent Apex. Alright, he was against Tiger Ray. This is Tiger Ray. Tiger Ray is actually not here already. I guess here, this guy, he competes against this, but okay, it's a one-sided battle. All right, 5-0. Okay, so that's all about it. This is Sly once again. Peace out and good luck to you guys. Bye bye.